When Hitler rose to power in Nazi Germany, a lot of things happened. One of those things was that he started to promote eugenics. Now, eugenics is Latin and it means good genes. Hitler's definition of good genes was the tall, Aryan, blonde guy who has blue eyes, and he tried to promote this specific stereotype as much as possible. So he started creating like breeding programs for like blonde mothers with blue eyes, and if they had like 5 children, they got something called a Mutter-Ehrenmedaille, which was like a badge that they could display on their chest, which like showed everybody, hey, I have 5 children, and they're all looking like Aryans. Like the Nazi eugenics team, they literally decided what an Aryan German is, and they started like taking measurements, right? So literally like they were measuring the size of their noses, they were measuring like how big your head is, and to see if you're actually like Aryan, if you're actually carrying Aryan genes. They were serious about finding out if you're Aryan or not, because what they were doing is they were kind of creating like a 2-class society. Because Hitler was convinced that Aryans are supposed to be the supreme race of the planet, right? He was convinced that Aryans are supposed to control all other races. Ideally, the other races go extinct, and in the end, there's just going to be Aryans. So he started designing a society around the Aryan guy. For example, when you wanted to join the SS, which was like the most elite Nazi program, you literally had to be an Aryan, right? And there's like reports of guys who were recruiters for the SS, and they were like so sad that like capable men couldn't join the SS because they were missing like a tooth, or like their nose was the wrong measurement. If you were not an Aryan in Nazi Germany, bro, you were nothing. Now, so much for the history. Does that shit sound familiar to you, Aryan or nothing? Have you heard that shit before, somewhere? Yeah, like in the Blackpill, right? Aren't the Blackpill the motherfuckers? Blackpill motherfuckers, aren't they the guys who are saying like chat or nothing? Aren't these the guys that are convinced that your genetics define everything that is going to happen to you in your life? Yeah, Hitler was the first Blackpiller. And I know it's kind of goofy, right? I'm talking about Hitler, I'm talking about Blackpill. Maybe some people are even going to get offended that I take like a historical example, because like the Nazis, they did some evil shit, right? With the concentration camps and shit. And people are now going to complain that I use this for a dating channel. But honestly, the correlation is there and you cannot deny it. These Blackpill motherfuckers are literally continuing Hitler's legacy. Just at this time, I think it's going to be even more scary. Like the Blackpill motherfuckers, they're even more dangerous than the Nazis, because, like, you know, eugenics in the Nazi times, it was enforced by an outside group, right? There was like the eugenics team around Hitler, and they like tried to like push the stereotype, and they started like creating these breeding programs and shit. They made the rules for Aryans to have like a better life than non-Aryans, but this was a small minority that was enforcing their groups on a large majority. Okay. Bro, the black pill is not that, right? The black pill is a large majority. A lot of kids these days, like they get shown black pill content by the TikTok algorithm. You don't even realize how many kids are black pill these days. They are a lot, okay? And this time it's not a small group that is forcing these kids to believe in the black pill. No. This time it literally is an internalized belief. Like these kids don't believe in the black pill because like another group is kind of like forcing them to. No. They literally think it's true. And you know what the worst part is about all of this? They even believe in the black pill even though they're like on the losing side of it. Let me explain that. They even think like the black pill is true, even though the black pill tells them that they don't get to reproduce, right? And I think, oh my God, that's like a retarded ass mindset, right? You are literally believing in something that is self-sabotaging you, right? These kids are literally subscribing to the black pill, even though the black pill tells them like, oh yeah, by the way, your genes, you're going to have it a lot harder, and ideally you just give up and you lay down and rot. How much do you have to hate yourself to believe in the black pill, even when you are a guy that the black pill tells can't reproduce? Like, this is mental illness. Black pill is mental illness. I can just tell, like, these guys, by the way, they're writing like in internet forums, like, I know these kids have the worst depression on this planet, right? And the reason for that is actually like the whole philosophy of the black pill, which is like giving up, right? It's all based on the belief that, oh yeah, it's either like your genetics decide what your future has in store for you, right? And as soon as your genetics decide that your future is going to be miserable, that you won't be able to fuck because you're just not attractive enough, and the attractive guys are going to fuck all the bitches that you want, you can give up because you can't change anything about your genetics. And that's true. You really can't change anything about your genetics. It's almost like really like this analogy, right? And like when you start a card game and you get dealt shit cards, then you can choose A, okay, you play with those shit cards, right? Or you can choose B, you can just like quit and say, okay, like I give up, and you don't even try to win with shit cards, okay? Because what I'm not denying is that we are genetically different, okay? There's going to be short people and there's going to be tall people, and in general, tall people are going to be more attractive to women, but that does not fucking mean that short people can't fuck, okay? It does not. Because you know, short women exist as well. Brown women exist as well, right? Women who are kind of chopped exist as well. Bro, all these bitches can be with the guys who think like, oh yeah, like my genes are so fucking undesirable. No, bro, like obviously you won't be able to get the 10 out of 10 if you're a 3 out of 10 yourself, because the 10 out of 10 girl is going to date the 10 out of 10 guy. There's different leagues to it. You're going to be dating in your league, okay? But you don't ever want to give up on dating, especially when we bring self-improvement into the mix, because let me promise you, as a man, you can change so much about yourself, like so much, okay? And I'm not talking about hard maxing here, okay? Like the basic stuff, like literally hitting the gym, getting like proper haircuts, you know, growing out a beard and shit. This shit literally has the highest impact. Like I can show you how I used to look before I hit the gym, right? My genetics made me look like a fucking Enderman in white. Look at me now, okay? Like you can change that shit. And I've been hitting the gym for 2 years. You don't want to give up, because giving up literally is the weakest thing you can do. And this is what I really hate about the black pill, right? It's like just sifted through with this victim mentality of like, oh yeah, it's not in my hands. Bro, obviously it's in your hands, you know? You can decide not to play the cards at all that you were dealt with, or you can decide to take the best, like to still try to win the fucking game, okay? This is the exact problem with the black pill. They're thinking like, oh yeah, like I'm never going to be the 10 out of 10 Chad. Bro, if you hit the gym, you're going to be the 8 out of 10 Chad, bro. 8 out of 10 still fucking fuck a lot. Just because you won't be fucking as much as the guy who has the model tier face and who's tall as fuck, right? You still will fuck a lot as an 8 out of 10, okay? Like as an 8 out of 10, you're still going to have like a prime dating life of that most men never had ever experienced on this in the history of mankind, right? Everybody who gets on self-improvement can become sexy. I used to be super insecure about myself. I used to be super skinny. I used to have like terrible acne. I used to watch porn. I used to be a nerdy video gamer, bro. You can change all of those things. And if you do a lot of habits that like make your life better, right? You're eventually going to live a life that is so great that women are going to think like, oh, holy shit, I kind of want to join his life, right? And this is what the black pill motherfuckers are missing out on, right? They think like, oh yeah, my genetics decide that I'm going to be bitchless. Well, I guess I'm going to be bitchless, so I might as well not even try, right? Like you gave up before the game even started. Even if you like had like a 10% chance of winning the game, bro, you didn't even take those 10%. What the fuck is wrong with you, right? Sure, genetics do play a role. Some guys are going to make progress fast in the gym. Some guys are just going to have like better looking shoulders or something. But that does not mean that the guy with the lesser genetics is not able to still get bitches, because there's so many bitches and there's so little guys who are actually on self-improvement, right? If you're a black pill motherfucker, bro, if you decide to leave this cancerous culture behind and you just even hit one workout inside of the gym, motherfucker, you will have mocked all these other motherfuckers who are still like captured in the belief that, oh, I can't do anything about my genetics. Now, one more thing I need to speak about, because I already know that some black pill retard is going to be in the comments like, oh, but like if you're disabled, then bitches will not want to fuck you. Okay, this is what the black pill, I admit it, because I'm not too insecure to admit that the black pill has good points, okay? I'm not too insecure that people with disabilities, like people who are missing like the bone in their arms, so their arms are like super short, and it's actually genetics, like people who have the Down syndrome and shit, that these people don't fuck. That's unfortunately like, that's just like a biological truth. I admit that, black pill, okay? So don't be mad at me here. And it makes sense because like people with disabilities, we're just like biologically hardwired to not select these people as mates. And that's a very brutal part of it that we don't really want to speak about, because like, it's just like, damn. It's a harsh truth of reality, right? And I'm telling you, yeah, the black pill is true right here. Obviously, people date for genetics, but it's nearly as badly as the black pill it makes it out to be, okay? Sure, if you have Down syndrome, then you're going to have the genetics that nobody wants, right? But if you have like a slightly too large nose, or your neck is skinny, or you have narrow clavicles, something that a motherfucker really wrote in my comments, right? Narrow clavicles, I was thinking like, bro, get off the internet, right? If you have some of those things and you think like, oh, this is the reason I can't get laid, bro, it's not, okay? Like, there's a bunch of things about me, right? Who the Blackpillers are telling, like, oh yeah, this guy can't ever possibly like, get laid. Like, right? I was once on a call with like a looks max. He told me like he was really Blackpiller. He told me like, oh, he's a low tier normie. Bro, I still fuck more bitches than this guy and his dad and his grandfather and his great grandfather. Okay, like I fuck because I don't have this limiting belief about myself, which is like, oh yeah, but I have the negative cantle till and like narrow clavicles or whatever the fuck this guy wrote. I decided to not be scammed into believing that, oh yeah, I can't change anything about my fate, because I can, and every guy who is on self-improvement can as well, which is why I'm so glad that you are on this path. You've chosen to not be a retard, to not believe shit about yourself that actually just holds you back. I help guys on self-improvement get some bitches, so if you're interested in that, check out the first link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.